Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Once again, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning walk. First time listeners, I just get some exercise in the morning and I just share my thoughts with you guys. Whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day, I would just share that with you guys. It's a little overcast here right now by us, but it's going to be okay. Temperatures are nice. Temperatures are nice to get some walking in. It's high 60s, close to the 70 mark. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Yes, guys, just remember who have not subscribed yet to the YouTube. I've tried posting forward in the YouTube link to make it easier for people to just click right into the link and to take them right into YouTube so they can, if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe there. It's going to be very helpful for yourself. If you miss anything, you'll get a notification when I post. And then you have everything there you can go and look back on if you missed something or want something. So good morning, guys. Good morning. Okay, I got a little bit of material to cover, so I'm going to jump right into it. Who don't catch us live could catch us on the replay, because I try not to go on too long, but I got to get over some points here, right? So we were talking about the last 2 days. I'm talking about trying to make sense of this unseen world that Paul keeps talking about, right? Paul keeps talking about this unseen world. And the last time we did about why, one reason why your prayers may not be answered. And we talk about in Daniel 10, first case, as soon as you go on his knees and pray, you get the answer right away. Before he can actually come off his knees, he got the answer. And the second case, his answer was held up for 21 days, right? We dove into that and we see what's the reason. The angel said the prince of Persia, when we get into all that explanations, not a physical prince, had withheld him for the 21 days to prevent him from coming. He said that's one of the reasons why your prayers, you might be praying and you not see anything happening, and you get frustrated and you stop, right? Daniel did not stop. He continued praying until he get answers. We said that's one of the reasons, but I then said there is multiple reasons why your prayers may not be answered, right? Because I don't want people to try and do all this stuff that I'm saying. It's good stuff, and then some people not see no results. Some people get results, some people not see no results, and they like get frustrated and say, this is just stock. So I'm trying to give people some reasons, open your spiritual eyes, and so you can have some knowledge of what to go on, and you can do different things. So let's take it from Matthew 17:14 through 21, right? Matthew 17:14 through 21. Just before this is the transfiguration, when Jesus had took Peter, James, and John, and they went up on the mountain and decided, you can read that, right? So when they came down off of the mountain, I'm going to take it from there. Right, when they came down after the mountain, I'll pick it up from 14. It's Matthew 17:14 through 21, right? He said, when they had come to the multitude, a man came to him, kneeling down before him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is an epileptic and suffers severely. For he often falls into the fire and often into the water. So I brought him to your disciples, but they could not cure him, right? Then 17 said, Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, why could we not cast it out? So they had the authority to cast the demons, but for some reason, this particular one, they could not have cast out, right? So it was a little confused. Good morning, Jillian. Good morning, Jillian. So the little confused asked Jesus, well, why could we cast this one out? God, the man said, I took my son to the disciples and they couldn't heal him. Normally, they're healing a lot of people, but for some reason, they could not heal this little boy. And here was Jesus answered. Right? So Jesus then said, because of your unbelief, for surely I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, You will say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. But here's 21, I want to focus on what he's saying. He said, however, this kind does not go out except by praying and fasting. He said, however, this kind does not go out except by praying and fasting. So what I want to say to you, sometimes the things that you're going through, there's another reason why you may not see no results with your praying, and you're praying over a particular situation. Maybe you need to take things to the next level by adding fasting with you praying. We don't have time to go into fasting today. I just want to give you some knowledge there of a next reason, right? Maybe you need to take things to the next level and add fasting to your praying, right? Because remember, I'm telling you guys this. Let's read Ephesians 6:12, and then I can tell you, give you a little explanation of why you might need to take things to the next level. Remember Paul again here in Ephesians 6:12. Here he's saying, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies. We are but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. See, God talking about this unseen world again. He said we are fighting evil rulers and authorities of this unseen world. Paul keep trying to warn us about, right? So that's what he's saying. So sometimes your case is like, let's say you apply, what fasting does. Fasting gives you spiritual backup, right? It gives you spiritual backup. You see, like in the case of Daniel, right? When he was praying, and the Archangel Michael had to come and help him out, right? So fasting give you, it's like put people more cases. It's like you're telling God, I need more people on my case. Miss Tracy Hamer, good morning. So it's like when you go into fasting, it's saying like, I need more people on my case. It's like a court, it's like a law firm. They got a case. Yeah, okay, they look at the case, they assess the case. Okay, we put one lawyer on the case to take care of it. But if the case is a big case now, they might have to put 2, 3, 4. Sometimes you hear a case to put a battery of liars on the case, to put a lot of liars on the case. So this is what fasting does. Your case need more backup, right? And there's a protocol to get the backup for those fasting. So let's look at it. Let's say you apply to some government office or some assistance or whatever you apply to them for. This process normally takes 2 weeks, right? The process normally takes 2 weeks, but then you wait in 3, 4, 5 weeks, nothing, 6 weeks. Then you decide, you know what? Let me call these people. And then you call in now. They say, oh, you know what? Oh, sorry, your case is a special case, so I can't handle it at this level here. But no one call and tell you that, right? And you're like, why someone couldn't tell me that, right? So they say, your case is a special. We can't handle it at this level. We need to talk to a manager, right? And then you say, how do I talk to a manager? You say, okay, well, this is the process. You got to log on the website, click on this link here, and request a manager. And they're going to ask you a few questions, and they're going to guide you through the process of how to take your case to a higher level, right? So there's a protocol to that, right? And no one told you, but you wait in and 6 weeks. If you didn't call after the 6 weeks, you might make it 3 months. And if you never did call, you never get an answer, and you wonder why you didn't get through, and everyone else getting through, and you didn't get through, right? But because you make the next step and call, you're serious, you need whatever it is, and you make the next step and call, that's when you get the protocol, how to take your case to a higher level and how to get answers. It's just like this. If you just praying and then you give up. But what I'm trying to do is give you knowledge now to get that protocol to take things to the higher level, to get to see the higher manager now that can actually help you. So that's what this fasting your thing, and you may need to take it to a different level, right? Last week, Wednesday, where we talk about some people may just need to do that. The answer's being held up. But now some people might need to take things to a higher level, because you got to remember when Lucifer was kicked out of heaven, right? That's what Paul's saying, what we're dealing with all of these evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. Remember when Lucifer was kicked out of heaven, right? 1/3 of the angels left with him. And that's who we're fighting against. That's who we're fighting against, right? Those are the people who we're fighting against. You promote them, give them big ranks. Like I said, he organizes his kingdom just like God's kingdom, but he's not to get credit for it. He patterned everything. And the next thing what I want to say, fasting is a biblical principle. When you hear something is a principle, it could work for both good and bad. So the people who want to get evil powers, they too go into fasting. Because if you look into the Bible, you can see wicked Queen Jezebel, when she had wanted to get people to convince them to help her husband, she ordered people to go into a fast too, right? So fasting is a principle to get more help spiritually, right? So the people on the demonic side too, they use the same principle to get more powers too, to do what they're doing. So, and it's sad the churches don't push the fasting much. And those people use fasting more than us, right? Because they know how it works, and they're a little more in tune with the spiritual world. So I'm just trying to open you guys' eyes. Sometime what you're dealing with, you may need to step it up. You may need to step it up to the next level and go into a fast where we could go in. I'm gonna explain what fasting is all about. I'd rather just take things. I don't want to go on too long in one particular stuff in the mornings, but so we can talk about that. So think about that. Think about it. If it's something, the sickness you're dealing with, right? The sickness you're dealing with, something serious in your life going on that you cannot seem to overcome, and you're fasting, you want to overcome it. Sorry, you're praying and praying, and you want to overcome it. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's something you got going on, and you're praying, but you still cannot seem to get control of it. The situation is still more than you. You just may need to take stuff up to a next level and go into a fast. Just like what Jesus saying, the disciples, the regular thing what they were doing and working with all the other cases, this particular case they could not handle. And Jesus was saying, hey, this one here, you need some more backup. You need some more backup. This is a strong thing you're dealing with here, and you need some more backup. The regular little angel, so to speak, can't help you this. You got to go through the protocol, just like in the government office, and make a request to get some stronger backup to help you on this case, right? So that's it in a nutshell. That's the next reason why you may be praying for something and you're not getting the answers you need. The situation just keep getting bigger and bigger over you, because you remember what Paul keeps saying here. He keeps warning us, do not set our eyes on the things that are seen. Look beyond that as believers. You got to look beyond that, right? Beyond that. And he tell us what we are fighting against in Ephesians 6:12. He said our enemies is not flesh and blood. So when Susie come up to you in the office and cursing you out, or this person is lying all the time, Paul saying as a believer, look beyond that. The flesh and blood is not your enemy. He said, that's not who we're fighting. We're fighting against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. So look beyond. Susie lying. Susie got a lion spirit is influencing Susie to lie. When you get rid of that, Susie is nice. God makes Susie. And Susie's a good person. But so he's saying the flesh and blood is not your enemy. We got to look beyond that, right? So I'm going to just leave that there, guys. As some food for thought as you're going to the weekend. I want you to understand. So this might be a next reason why sometimes you're praying and not getting the answers you need. You might need to step things up to a fast. So we can explain maybe on Monday. I can go in more about fasting. Just depends on what I'm led, if that's what I'm led to go into. But in the meantime, if that's your case and you need to got something that you cannot overcome, is hard, you can start looking up about fasting and take things to the next level, right, guys? So I'm gonna leave that with that for the weekend. Good morning, Keith Tellman. Good morning. We're now finishing up, all right? So I'm gonna leave that with you guys, and we'll talk again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.